Okay, and we are live. Okay, so session 35. You guys had said goodbye to Sandir, and were making your way down towards the huge, what they refer to as the marble palm, or the big marble hand stuck out, or rock hand stuck out at the base of this huge black spire next to it. You found somewhere safe to leave the caravan, leaving Adil with them for some reason as a form of protection.
It's very
and whatever anybody watching may have heard last session, Nabil came with you and did not indeed stay with the caravan as protection.
That was expanded universe, not
that
canon.
was, yeah.
Well, the reason why we left Adil there was to protect us from him.
Yeah. So you guys headed down towards the caravan, and about halfway there, suddenly found yourselves surrounded by hyena-headed humanoids carrying spears, who threatened you and told you to throw down your weapons.
But wait, there's more.
Yazid muttered quickly to his gen and sent it off for a spell, and quickly following that, decided to shoot one of the gnoll leaders. While I believe it didn't actually hit, it did trigger them attacking.
It did hit. Only did a bit of damage.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I have got it there. It did. So yeah, you shot the large kind of demonic being standing behind them, and just as they started forwards, a sudden roar came up, and this huge thing hit the guy that you'd fired at in the back with a scimitar. The thing's about kind of 8 feet tall and built like a brick outhouse, with this odd-shaped head with a slight snout and kind of long dreadlocks forming almost some kind of mane around him. And 3 slightly smaller ones suddenly appear likewise and start attacking some of the gnolls closer off towards him. But at the same point, a group of gnolls, probably around now, how many did I calculate? I've got it down here somewhere. About 10 gnolls, one of them looking almost certainly like the leader, start to move in around you and move towards you. Not at breakneck pace. They're probably about 20 feet out from you. But they're starting to head towards you at a kind of a walking forwards, not slowly, but kind of menacingly. You catch sight of, as your attention turns to them, those of you that are that can spare a sight, see this vast being at the background that Yazid shot at, just rake these huge claws at the ends of this massive arm across the thing that had attacked him, and it barely manages to get its sword up in time. Anwar is the first to act within the group.
So these things are just kind of menacingly moving towards us.
And moving towards you at a fair pace. They're not running. They're kind of walking fairly quickly.
Okay.
They're mostly holding spears. In fact, I think all but one of them is holding a spear. The one that isn't holding a spear is holding a glaive. Just to make life more interesting.
Okay.
And he stood slightly further behind the rest of them. So they're in kind of... You were caught in a ring, and then off at one side of this ring, there's just like this attackers coming from behind them. So the ones the other side of the ring are just moving towards you. So on the other side, there's this whatever it was that has attacked has suddenly launched an attack at them, but you've still got ones coming towards you. Those that are the other side of you are so you've got kind of a loose semicircle that's advancing on you. Behind you, those ones have turned to deal with an attack that's rather surprisingly suddenly turned up from nowhere behind them.
Okay. Now, with holding actions, no, to be fair, asking is probably not going to help because I probably should know this better. But if I held an attack action, I wouldn't be able to use both my attacks, would I?
Don't believe so. And I think if you hold an action, you can... I can't remember how 5e works. I think you say that you hold the action based on... So you ready an action, you say, when that happens, I'm going to do this. Otherwise, you...
It's a very specific trigger.
lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only one round. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna... As soon as they like come into range to be attacked, I'm just gonna swing at them.
Okay, so you're going to wait for them to get to you, because at the moment they're about 20 foot out.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna... Amwad's not stupid. He's not gonna like charge in and like just get surrounded by them.
Okay, so
I wasn't planning
gonna...
on actually attacking straight off either, but the wizard did that, so...
Okay, so you're going to hold your action until they're within range, and as soon as they're within your range, you're going to attack them.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to treat that as a withheld action, so you only get one attack.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. Right, which brings us to... yeah, the one at the back... He is going to... he's just, at the moment, this round, he's just yelling at his... companions to get a move on and go and attack. Which brings us to Yazid.
Is he still in range of firebolt?
Yep.
Oh, I'll firebolt him then. This is the big leader, yeah?
Okay. Not well. There's the really big kind of demonic one with the claws, which seems to be fighting over on his own on the side.
Is he fighting the creature that rotted behind them?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll firebolt the closest one then.
Okay, there's the closest one, or you could firebolt. So you've got... So there's that cluster there. There's a semicircle of 9 of them closing in on you, and behind them, not far behind them, only about kind of 5 feet behind them, there's another one holding this glaive who's just like yelling at them.
I'll shoot the one with the glaive. Looks like he's giving orders.
Right, roll me an attack.
So 15 plus...
Is a hit.
Okay, so that's 2d10 damage, I think.
Kind of combat then.
Yeah, 2d10 damage.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you're 5th level, aren't you? I keep forgetting that.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me 2d10. Tell me what you get.
9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage. Okay.
And if he's wearing anything flammable on him, it's... oh no, it doesn't catch a light, does it? 'Cause it's
it doesn't.
Yeah, that's
And he's not. He's wearing chain, which is... You can warm it up, but you can't set fire to it. Okay, Nabil.
Well, I think you may as well cull as many of them as soon as possible. How many of them do you reckon I could get in a 20-foot radius without having us in the 20-foot radius?
What specialism in magic have you got?
I am an evoker, so evocation, I believe is the question you asked.
So that means you get sculpt spell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I believe so, yeah.
People love evocation.
Yeah, well, sculpt spell's really worth it. I think... Go on, I'll look it up. I'm trying to remember how many people you can sculpt spell around.
4, I think.
I'm not sure. 1 plus the spell's level. Okay, so 1 plus the spell's level, and it's a 3rd level spell.
Boom.
If you step to the back of the group to cast it, you could sculpt it so that it doesn't hit any of your 4 compatriots, and I would say you'll be able to get 4 of the main gnolls and this guy at the back with it. Yeah, you're on mute.
Yeah, that's worth it, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
So,
what's the DC for their dex saving throw?
Now you're asking. That is if I can actually find.
8 plus proficiency plus intelligence.
8 plus proficiency.
Which is 3, so 11.
Plus intelligence, which is
Modifier.
plus 5. So that will be what? Right, I've lost count of where we're up to.
16. It's 16.
16. I couldn't remember whether it was 11 or 13. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I guess he's muted.
It's a genetic feature.
Okay, the pack leader stood at the back manages to make his dexterity saving throw. The others do not. Do you want to roll me damage?
Yes, I
All
do.
the damage.
Right, 8d6. You can see them at the top of the screen there. So that's 1, 4, 9, 13, 14, 19, 22, 25.
Oh, okay. That's. Am I still muted?
No.
Right. That is quite a big pop.
And 12. It'll be 12 to the one who made it as well.
12 to the one at the back. He does not like that one little bit.
How about the rest of them?
Okay. The other 4, you instantly incinerate.
See who needs a Samsung.
Go away. Okay, so yeah, do you want to describe the ball of flame that takes these 4 out?
Well, I open it up. What are the components to this spell? So I take from my pouch a tiny ball of bat guano and sulphur and just rub it over the end of my staff, tap it on the floor and point it at them, at which point this, well, you wouldn't really want to be looking at it, it all gets rather bright. And then there's some dust and, yes.
The rest of the party are worried about whether or not they've got to check for their eyebrows.
Yes.
As the flame kind of almost reaches to Nabill's feet, but seems to just swirl around the other 4 members of the party, kind of without touching them. Okay, at which point 3 of the gnolls charge forwards. Okay, I'm going to say at this point, Anwar, you get to attack one of them.
Yay!
We may as well make it one of the ones that is attacking you.
That makes sense. Can't read this. Oh, cool. Okay, that was a 19.
Okay, not natural.
Which is a great start. Non-natural 19.
Non-natural. Okay. Right, that's definitely a hit.
It's not just a hit, really.
Damage.
I
It's only a crit if it's a natural 19, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry, no, I didn't mean natural.
All right. Oh, it was a
That's
natural
what I meant.
19. Okay.
Yes.
Right. In which case, you do maximum damage plus one roll of whatever the dice is for.
Maximum damage, so that will be 17. Plus,
Maximum damage is 17.
yeah.
Oh joy! Roll me the dice and then tell me how you kill this thing. Is my guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, I do 2d6 damage, so.
Yep. Okay.
That's a 1. And then that's another 1. So 19 damage.
19 damage. Okay. So these 3 of these things kind of run forwards. Actually, sorry, 2 of these things run forwards because one of them's dead already. Okay. 3 of these things run forwards. Or basically all of them are running forwards, but these are the ones that get to you first. And one of them is howling for Anwar. Has this spear raised, and Anwar just waits for the last moment and then just carves straight down this line, and the thing kind of heaves back, squealing. There is blood all over the shop. You did not kill it, but you did it serious damage. Okay. Right, which brings us on to actually these 3 gnolls. I cannot, in all good conscience, say that one is going to get an attack in. I think he's going to startle and shift backwards. You've just nearly wiped out all of his hit points in one go. So he kind of squeals and runs off. The next one comes herring in at Rashid, who has, so far as I can remember it, such a huge AC that there is no way that rolling a 4 on the dice is going to do any good to it.
Yeah, well, no, Rashid's the one with the big AC, but
Yeah,
pretty high.
and I rolled a 4, so Rashid does not need to worry. Okay, man, you guys are so overpowered, it is frightening. Okay, but it is now Rashid's go, and there is one of these gnolls has just kind of tried to skewer you and just kind of, you barely needed to move to avoid it. It was just telegraphing what it was going to do.
And I could like bat it away.
Yeah, you didn't even need your sword to be able to get away from it.
Well, that happened. No, I stuck my tongue out it and it flinched because it's also going to breathe fire or something. How's that?
Yeah, that'll do. Right.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Enough, I think I might be bringing my sword into play. Oh.
Okay.
And going for a attack.
Go for it.
$13.
Hit.
That's got to be a hit, I'm guessing. Yeah, because you're going to be proficient if nothing else. That's a hit. Roll me damage.
My character sheet's refusing to open up. I suspect I'm taxing the computer too much. Would you mind?
It's D8. If it's a scimitar, I believe.
I've got Rashid's. I'm pretty sure I've got Rashid's character sheet.
I'm
Unless
stuck.
he's holding it in both hands, in which case it's D10.
Can't remember what weapon Rashid's using.
I'm pretty sure it's a scimitar / longsword. But
Right, let's have a look at the flat one.
Yes, I believe it was a long sword. Ooh, it's beginning to load.
How long is this sword?
It's long. Yeah, versatile D10. Are you using you are using a shield, aren't you?
No, I'm not.
You are, because that's how you get your AC of 19.
That's a very good point. Yes, I am using the shield.
Right, in which case it's 1d8 plus 4.
Thank you. Eight. 12.
12.
Okay, right.
I rolled well. It doesn't often happen.
I'm hoping it doesn't happen again. Right, okay. Yeah, you do serious damage to this thing. You carve in, hit it on the left arm, and just there's blood pouring out of this thing, but it's still got its spear up. Which brings us on to the other 3 gnolls. I can't believe there's only that few left. Right. So one of them, I think that's basically one each for each member of the party. So that's what we're going to go for. Nabil standing at the back. Okay. Well, first one's going to go for Yusef. And I think that's likely to be a hit. Yeah. 23 hit you?
I'm hunting.
Yes.
It does. Yes, it does. Okay. So it does 1d6 plus 2, which is 8 points of damage.
Yeah.
As this spear skewers you. Actually, you know what? There should have been 1d8 plus 2, but hey, that'll do. Okay, yeah, so that one attacks you.
Charlie, Wrath of the Storm.
No.
Wrath of the Storm. Wrath of the Storm.
Right, that one is attacking.
Louis?
Yeah.
Wrath of the Storm.
Tell me what Wrath of the Storm does.
You thunderously rebuke attackers. When a creature within 5 feet of you that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to cause the creature to make a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 2d8 damage.
What?
Wrath of the Storm, page 62.
How often do you get to use that?
Twice a day.
And the reaction saving throw of 4 is unlikely to make it. It takes 2d8 damage.
Yep.
Shit. Okay, right. Roll me 2d8.
Yep, that'll be 11.
Do you still take the damage?
I'll take the damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, but this thing, what does that look like? That'll shut him up.
What does it look like? A thunderous noise comes out, and the creature shivers and takes 11 damage.
It reels back.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah. Right, the next one is likewise going to gang up as Rashid, as Anwar kind of slams into the one that was attacking it. The second one is going to frigging miss. These dice hate me. Yeah, that's going to be a +4 to hit. That's going to be a 13. Which I'm guessing bounces off your armor.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the sword just like your sword just like knocks it back and out of the way. And yes, okay, let's flip a coin and find out which of the casters it's going to try and hit. And it's going to be Yazid. Okay, the last one tries to get to Yazid. There is half a chance that's a hit. Does 12 hit Yazid?
It does, yes.
Okay. Can Rashid take... Yazid, sorry. Can Yazid take 9 points of damage?
I think I can.
Okay. So yeah, this thing's got a spear and just both hands just rams it into you as you try and back off it. It doesn't get there. There's the sound of battle from over and behind you. You can hear weird roaring noises coming from the interlopers, along with the squeals and jabbers of the gnolls. Yusef,
How many
already
enemies are
used his
left?
reaction. There are... Hang on a sec. That one's attacking Yazid. Right. Okay. There are 6 left, one of whom's at a bit of a distance from you, one of whom is right in your face.
Most of them are nearly.
How far's a bit of a distance? 15 feet? 20
It's
feet?
probably about 10 feet from you.
Not worth it.
No, it's not worth it, is it? No, I'm going to do a scorching ray.
Okay. The one that's attacking you.
Now I can create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets.
Okay.
2d6 each.
Okay, right. Roll me attacks for those.
First one, 15. That's the
Okay,
one in front of me.
that's the one in front of you. Okay, that's going to hit.
So 2d6. 4.
4.
Okay.
4 damage.
Okay, yeah.
Still standing?
You don't get to say. You got to tell me who your targets are. All three go out at the same time.
Okay, I'll hit him again. Try.
Nope.
Nope.
That's a miss. That one doesn't hit him. Third one's going out.
I was going to go for a different one on the third one.
In which case, go for a
No
different one.
idea where they are.
Right. Well, there's one attacking. There's two attacking.
7.
Anwar. There's
7.
one
It's not going to
attacking.
hit anyway, is it?
No. Okay. Right. So there's you kind of hit this burst of fire at the one that's in front of you, and you scorch him up the side, and behind you you hear an incredibly just bellowing loud roar that just kind of shakes the whole ground, and the sound of gnolls squeals. So there's this chaos going on behind you. Anwar, you have one very injured one and one that isn't injured so far, that's just stuck you with a spear, both in front of you.
It didn't hit me, but
No, it didn't, did it?
no, but I'm gonna hit it.
Okay, so the uninjured one.
Yeah, the uninjured one.
Okay, roll me for
For the
attack.
first attack. Oh, I got 17.
Okay, that's a hit.
So that's probably. Oh, off the table.
You need a Stygian Pit of Doom, mate.
Yeah, I know. 5.
5
Oh
points
wait,
of damage.
plus. Okay, so 10 actually.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather do 5? I'm happy with 5.
I'm
Okay. Yeah. So you using two-handed scimitar?
no, greatsword.
Greatsword. Okay. So yeah, you wheel that round and lay into him with it.
Bonk. And then the other one.
All right. Okay. Yep.
I get 2 attacks now. Okay. 13?
13 misses.
Okay.
He's staggered. He's still staggered back slightly from the vast, just sweeping blow that he took.
Yeah, so. It's away.
Okay. Okay.
I think it's that
The-
one, isn't it?
Yeah. The do that on a and okay. So yeah, the pack leader stood behind them, just bellows out in rage.
Run away.
You're not sure exactly what he's yelling, because he's not speaking Madani, but it's guttural, and even the half dead one in front of you that you've just tried to yell at manages to reverse its attack. The pack lord leaps forwards at Anwar, as the one that seems to have been doing the most damage to any of his compatriots. His glaive swings down dice and completely misses. Second attack though crits.
Oh, lucky him.
Okay, 4. Oh shit! 23 points of damage.
Peanuts. He's using a 2-handed weapon as well, isn't he?
He is using a 2-handed weapon as well. Yeah. Give me half a sec. Okay, only one can. That's annoying. Okay.
Like you want us to hurt Louis.
Well, I would like to feel that it's not like a complete and total walkover. I don't mind you winning, but this was getting slightly ridiculous when it looked like there were going to be 5 of them dead within the first opening salvo before they even got a shot in.
Basically, what?
Yeah. Okay, Yazid.
It's been 5 rounds yet.
No, it's
No,
been
it's been
one.
one.
This is your second round.
Okay,
They may well be dead by round 5.
I shall firebolt one of them.
Okay, there is one that is attacking you at the moment.
I'll
so-
firebolt him.
Okay.
So that's D20. Yeah, I think that's a hit.
Okay, that is a hit. Okay, roll me attack. Roll me damage.
4 points of damage.
4
Wow.
points of damage.
4.
Okay.
By the power of Thor.
Okay, this thing's cursing at you. You might not understand the language, but you kind of get the general idea. Which brings us on to Nabil.
Okay, my understanding is that what was it? The sculpt spell lets me. Sculpt spell lets me choose players to negate. Well, choose characters to negate a spell's damage.
Yes.
So could I use that in conjunction with Thunderwave,
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
as there are 4 other players, and reading it doesn't make sense to
Yeah.
do it the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I
how it works.
will have to cast it at 3rd level for that to work.
Okay. Okay, no, that's
Uh,
fine. That's both of your 3rd level spells spent, isn't it?
I think I've got 3.
Oh, you've got
third
3,
level
haven't you? Because
spells.
I've got
You've
two.
got 3.
Shigara gives you an extra, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So,
can I step into a position where it would be where I can get all of them?
what damage does it do? Is it's a cube,
does-
isn't it?
15-foot cube, yes.
15-foot cube. Unfortunately, I think you can. I
Okay,
don't
then.
like it, but the way this is going in my head, the players are kind of the
Yeah.
characters are pretty much together, and people are attacking them. You're stood
That
behind
was the
them.
plan.
Yes. Okay. What am I making? Dexterity saves.
Constitution saving throws.
Oh joy. Right. Okay. Let's start with the leader. He fails his.
Good for him.
The others. Right. One of them makes it. One of them doesn't. Hang on a sec. Right. So he makes it. Then we got another 2. Neither of whom make it. These dice are rolling like dogs tonight. Oh, I like that. I do like that. Right. Okay. Right. Funnily enough, the one that's down to almost no hit points that Anwar nearly severed in 2 with his blow makes it. As does 2 of the ones that are fighting Anwar make it, but the others don't. Okay. What's the damage?
Wait. How many were fighting me?
3.
Okay, so does that mean all 3 of them made it? Because I thought you said the leader
No,
didn't make
no,
it.
no, no, no. The leader didn't, but the
Okay,
other
so
2
The
did.
other 2 did, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill him next turn anyway.
Okay.
Depends on how
so,
far he gets knocked back.
This is true.
on a failed save, the
Yeah.
creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. Because I'm casting at 3rd level, that would be 4d8 damage and 10
Okay.
feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away.
And it's
It
10
can
feet.
also be, it can also be heard from 300 foot away.
Okay. Right. Do you want to roll that 4d8 damage then?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay, so that'll be 8, that'll be
18.
16, that'll be
18.
yeah, 18.
Okay, so he is
Then the
still
one
up.
next to me's dead.
That one's dead. Bear with me a sec. That one is 18. Damn.
18.
Okay, he's scrapped. He's scrapped. Half he's scrapped. Oh joy.
Is the leader still up?
And he is down to, what's that? Half of 18 is 9. So he's down to, he's not looking like a well bunny. Okay, one of the ones that is fighting, basically, you just annihilate most of those that are left.
Okay, as a free action, would I be able to cast minor illusion and summon a one of the cleaning in progress plastic sign things?
No, because it's an anachronism in the world. Not because it's against the rules of the mechanics. Okay, so basically the leader is knocked flying and lands. Do they land? They don't land prone, do they?
I don't think so.
Okay, so he lands kind of with his glaive stuck in the ground, having been pushed back. The others are just obliterated by this, apart from the one that's been trading blows with Anwar, who is just he doesn't look like a well bunny either, to be honest. Okay, so right, they're dead, which leads us on to Rashid. The one that you were fighting, Rashid, is lying dead at your feet. There are only 2 that are still up. One is
Both on me, aren't they?
one of them is near Anwar. The other one has been knocked back about 10 feet from Anwar. The one that is still next to Anwar is kind of gripping his spear tightly, but as you see that he's taken serious damage from whatever this huge explosion was that went off behind you. The pack leader isn't looking well either.
Which was the one who hurt Anwar quite a bit?
I believe
That was the pack leader.
That was the pack leader.
Alma would quite like to kill him, but you know, your choice.
Sorry.
That's all right. Pat Anwar can yell out, "Leave him! He's mine."
He probably would.
That's a free action.
All right, that's fine. So Amal, Rashid will go to the one closer to you then.
Okay. Roll me an attack roll.
He's welcome to do so.
This did not go the way I was planning. It's the last time I listened to the maths in the DMG. Blimey.
Lucky I didn't pick sleep.
6 plus.
I don't think that's a hit. The AC's 15. I think you get a +7, but that's
What's
not...
your strength modifier?
I think she's got a +7.
Is it 5?
No, Rashid's got a +7 to hit.
Okay, so it's probably just gonna miss, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's not too bad far off, actually, really.
No,
Yeah, so...
strength is +4.
Yeah. You don't
Yes,
get
it's
2
a
attacks
13,
around,
so-
do you?
Not yet.
No.
Paladins do, but yeah, later.
Not yet. Okay. So, yeah, you swing in at this thing, and it just about manages to bat off your attack. Okay. Yeah, it just turns tail and runs.
Does that mean does that mean we both get opportunity attacks?
You both get opportunity attacks as it turns. Actually, no, it doesn't, because it can take disengage as an action, can't it?
Yep.
Right.
If it's its turn next.
It is its turn next. It takes disengage as an action and does a
Didn't tell
run.
us it was a rouge.
Yeah.
No, rouges can take disengage as a bonus.
As a bonus action.
This thing is taking disengage as an action, and it is turning tail and running. Which brings us down to Yusef. The one that you were fighting, likewise, is toast on the ground in front of you.
There's one running away.
There is one running away, or there is the Pack Lord whom Anwar has, in a loud and clear tone, claimed.
Or there's the one fighting the monster behind us.
Yeah, I need to.
Yeah, you could turn and attack.
I might as well.
Okay, so you wheel.
And cast Guiding Bolt.
You wheel, and there are basically there are 3 gnolls that are still fighting hand to hand. Well, spear to.
I've got the focus, so I figure I'll work it out later.
With my laptop.
Do you want to go on mute there? Actually, hang on.
Hold on a second. We're having IT issues.
By issues, you mean low battery.
There we go. Right. Okay. Let's get them muted. Right.
There are 3 gnolls.
Okay.
Fighting.
So there are 3 gnolls fighting 3 of these newcomers. Behind those, and they seem to be holding their own fairly well. Behind those, there is this huge demonic looking, just fiendish looking thing, and what looks like another one of the leaders fighting 2 to 1. The huge, big, strapping, muscular thing is looking like he's just about holding his own against them, fighting 2 to 1.
All right. So, how close are all these things together?
The 3 of them are in melee, so there's kind of there's 5 foot, maybe 10 foot between them.
Could you get the 3
around them? I don't know what
the 3.
Can I get
gnolls?
the 3? What sort of rate are they in a 60-foot radius?
Yeah, all of them are in a 60-foot radius. Both the dark-skinned humanoids with the snouts and the gnolls.
Don't really want to hit the ones that are fighting with us. I don't know if they're good or bad yet.
No.
So I'm going to have to stick with the guiding bolt, I think, and just stick one of them. Okay, a guiding bolt, the biggest one.
Okay, the biggest one is this huge thing that stood at the back.
He's the biggest gnoll, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is this the gnolls have this huge, monstrous, great thing with them with massive claws. I mean, the gnolls are using spears, or the leaders are using kind of glaives. This thing's just claws and teeth.
Right. So there's a gnoll, then there's a bigger thing, and then there's a bigger thing.
There's a gnoll leader, and there's a.
So I go for the gnoll leader, or whatever the biggest one is that seems to be against us.
The biggest thing is the slathering thing with the teeth and claws. Okay, right.
The biggest thing that's against us, yeah, not.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the big thing with the slathering teeth and claws that's fighting the huge
Yeah.
muscular guy with the snout.
Okay,
Yeah, that's the same. There's another
so I've got
thing.
up to 120 feet range, so I can definitely hit it.
Okay, so am I rolling?
I'm
need to tell
rolling.
me. Okay, you're
Yeah,
rolling.
it's an attack.
It's an attack. So I've got 16
Yep.
plus my +5 magic. Yeah.
That is definitely a hit.
Okay, and 4d6 damage.
Yeah.
Oh.
4d6 radiant damage.
Radiant.
That's pretty good. I can go for that.
Oh,
21.
It doesn't often work, but when it does, blimey.
21.
Okay, so this is what does that look like?
It looks
It's
very
not
bright.
fit, but what does it look like?
This fireball sort of bolt hammers away from me and smashes into this monster with the slathering teeth and illuminates it very brightly.
Okay, it kind of staggers back.
Has it got this hair and other bits that we can set fire to?
Does the spell say it sets fire to things?
It doesn't say really.
No, in which case it doesn't.
Does it give other things
Thanks to
advantage on
mystical
attacks?
dim light glittering on the target, so I get an advantage on the next attack.
No, anything that attacks it gets advantage on
Anything
the
that
next
attacks it
attack.
gets an advantage. Yeah.
Okay, and the next thing to attack, funnily enough, is this huge muscular thing with the dreads, who just takes this scimitar that he's been using and hacks into this monster, and you see one of its, it just severs one of its arms. It just drops on the floor and it howls, biting and scratching and still not quite going down. It kind of turns around and just swipes back at him, missing completely. Definitely, your attack's done a massive amount of damage to it. Okay, Anwar. The prize. Nobody has killed it. It's still yours.
Yeah, I know. I'm happy about that. So yeah, Anwar's gonna. Yeah. It's been pushed away, hasn't it? But it's still within range.
Yeah, it's only 10 feet from you.
Yeah, so he'll stalk over to it and just try and just get it, really.
Roll me attack.
That's about it. Oh, I'm also going to just use my second wind to regain hit points as bonus action.
I thought it was a flesh wound. I thought that was nothing but a flesh wound.
It was, but if it does a crit again...
then it'll be a large flesh wound.
A decent sized flesh wound.
Uncomfortably sized flesh wound.
Well, these things can fester as seen in modern...
Given the heat.
Yeah.
Gosh. You know, he doesn't want me to have to cauterize it for him. Waste of magic, that is.
Okay, so...
AC is 15.
Yeah, they both hit.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be, well, if we just round it all together, 4d6 plus 10 damage.
Okay, describe me how you kill it, because it only had 10 hit points left.
Yeah, that was going
to be fun. You do 4d6 damage more than it needs.
Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, and we'll just kind of just stalks over to this thing with his greatsword. Thinking that he may have finally found a decent challenger, you know, he's also wielding a two-handed sword, was ready to have a fight, and then this thunder wave happened, and it's like, well, it's probably over now. So he kind of just stalks over to it, and as this thing kind of like tries to regain itself just before it can just... And just kind of... shock look just falls back.
Okay.
And if I may,
yeah,
could I shout and make an intimidation roll against the remaining gnolls? Given we've just completely slaughtered.
Yeah, go on, go for it.
Yeah, so Sam will just kind of turn to where the other ones are still fighting. Not entirely sure if they'd hear him, but kind of just shouts, "Your allies are all dead. Why do you still fight? You cannot win." Something.
Roll me an intimidation roll.
Intimidation. I do have +2, even though my charisma's -1. But okay, 50, so 17.
It's not as good as a taunt.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Who's up next? Okay. Bear with me a sec.
That's fine. Just
Right. Okay. So the second of the leaders takes another swipe at this immense dreadlocked guy that he's fighting, and his glaive bites into him, just kind of cutting across the top of his back as he's fighting with this thing that's, well, it's only got one arm left, but teeth and claws. You see it kind of cut down, but the thing kind of he kind of rolls with the blow, and there's this wound opens up on his back, but he's definitely not going down yet. Yazid, this would be round 3, I believe.
Yes.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I'm going to firebolt someone. Anyone.
Okay, all of the ones
Who's
that
left up?
were fighting you were dead. Between you and so off in the distance, there is this dreadlocked, massive dreadlocked creature fighting with this kind of, it looks almost like a gnoll, but not quite.
With one arm.
But with only one arm, blood still flowing from the other one. This massive set of claws and teeth, and a pack leader that's fighting with this axe that's trying to attack him as well. Between the two of you, there are 3 of the smaller creatures that have also got the snouts fighting 3 normal gnolls.
I'll shoot one of the gnolls that are fighting one of those.
Okay, roll me for an attack.
Oh, I could get that wrong.
Okay. The way I treat fumbles is you have disadvantage on your next roll. You can choose why you have disadvantage on your next roll. But so next round you'll be at disadvantage. Nabil.
Yes. I feel that I'm not that happy about having so many mobile, potentially hostile creatures on the field, so I'm going to cast the web and try and get, hang on, Anwar's engaged, hasn't he?
He's engaged and then killed.
Anwar was until a moment ago in front of you. You've just swiveled round as Yazid has fireballed behind you, and also Yusef has just set off a spell behind you. So given that there's nobody still alive in front of you as Anwar pretty much eviscerates this last remaining gnoll, you swivel round, and so there's nothing now behind you. In front of you are 3 gnolls fighting 3 of these newcomers, and behind them there is a gnoll leader with an axe or a glaive fighting alongside this huge thing with one arm and claws that's fighting this massive muscular guy with dreadlocks and a kind of snouty type thing.
Okay, the 3 that are engaged in combat.
You muted.
The 3 that are engaged in combat, would I be able to cast web on them? And
I think you have to have some way of anchoring it.
Will you catch the other 3 as well?
you conjure a mass of thick, sticky webbing at a point of your choice within range. It fills a 20-foot cube from that point for the duration. If the webs aren't anchored between 2 solid masses, or layered across the floor, wall, or ceiling, it collapses in on itself, and it ends at the start of your next turn.
So basically,
stuck together in a ball.
Basically, if you use it, it will hold for one in the open, which is where you are. It will hold for 1 round, and it will affect pretty much everybody in front of you, friend and foe alike.
Okay. In which case, would I be able to cast grease under the 3 that are fighting?
No. Well, yes, but it would affect the.
It would affect 2 that are
It would
fighting.
affect both combatants. Pretty much. Okay. Technically, if you were playing on a grid with minis,
Yeah.
then you have he's in this square, he's in that square. Once they're actually in melee combat with one another, unless they're kind of guys in full plate armor, but even then, the squares merge. Once you're fighting in melee with one another, you're dodging, you're moving, you're doing. There's no way you can cast a spell like grease and go, okay, I want it to come up to the edge of that 5-foot square, and it's just going to stop there. Because your guy's going to step in, but the other guy's going to step off.
Okay, in which
You can, but there's too much movement around it to sculpt it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's true.
In which case, I shall cast Enlarge on Anwar.
Do you have to do that on touch? Just so I know.
Range 30 foot.
Okay. Anwar suddenly finds. How big does Anwar get?
Target size doubles in all dimensions, and its weight is multiplied by 8.
You are a strapping guy to start with, aren't you?
Growth increases its size by 1 size category. If there isn't enough possible size in the available, that doesn't matter. Until the spell ends, the target also has advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. The target's weapons also grow to match its new size. Whilst these weapons are enlarged, the target's attack with them deals 1d4 extra damage.
Okay, so Anwar just suddenly you find that the world is shrinking around you, which is quite disconcerting.
Can it be for flavour, Louis, that this is the point when I?
Oh hell yeah! Oh, I'm way ahead of you.
Yeah.
The gnolls that you are shouting at take one look at this, and they are in definite concern. Luckily for me, they all have their next turn. They basically disengage and do a runner. The two that are fighting this huge guy at the top, they do not have time to turn around and look. But yeah, you're standing 12 feet tall, 12 feet something, I think, and kind of broad as a house. With this, I mean, the sword was quite impressive to start with, but at twice its size, it's huge. So yeah, these three gnolls do a runner. It is Rashid's turn. You're muted.
Can he try and chase down one of the ones doing a runner?
Yeah, I would say good.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
chase down the last one. Yeah. Paladins in 5e, do they automatically get an aura check on evil?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I think so.
They get a detect evil.
They get a detect evil, and the way I kind of view that is it's almost like a constant sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
In which case, now would be a good time to tell Rashid that the creature with the one arm, admittedly, which is looking like it's pretty much on its last legs, is definitely setting off every sensor that you have.
Oh, in that case. Sorry,
Screaming
Anwar.
evil at you.
Sorry, Anwar. Rashid's going to go for that one.
Oh, that's fine. I killed the one which I was talking about.
Good point. You did. Yes, sorry. Okay, so I'll go for that one.
Okay, yeah, you can. I mean, there's the pack leader is fighting your side and trying to hack into the back of this dreadlocked guy. The evil thing is facing you. You could probably just about skirt the pack leader, but if you do so to engage this thing, you are going to give the pack leader an attack of opportunity.
Probably go for it anyway because if something's going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In which case, Rashid charges forwards and sprints up. Rashid has a ridiculous
20.
an AC of 20. So
That's point I need to.
yeah. So a 17 doesn't hit. Okay. So yep. Okay. So this thing kind of shoves its axe out, and you just leap over the top of it, skirt the edge of the combat, and attack this other thing.
Just like that.
Oh, what do you want to do? How do you want to attack?
With a 4.
With a 4.
Yep.
But is she
4 plus
flanking?
4. So 8.
Yeah.
Actually, she's attacking the big one. She's got
Whoa,
advantage as
whoa.
well.
Yeah.
Do you get advantage? Yeah, do you get
Because I
advantage?
attacked, so she gets advantage.
No, that's already been used by the Pride Lord. That's already been used by the huge chunky geezer.
But if that guy's also
Touch the
fighting
arm
it,
off.
and she comes from a different angle.
Yeah, all right, go on. I'll give you advantage on it.
Also, Bella, you sure your attack modifier is only +4? That doesn't sound right.
It should be +7.
I'm
Yeah,
afraid
that's-
I'm now on Simon's laptop, so I haven't got my character sheet.
Okay, that's
Okay, you got a +7.
+7. Excellent.
Okay, if you had advantage, I will give you advantage. You can roll d20 again.
Whoop.
You guys really don't need the help, but hey.
I usually roll badly. It's nice to give me
She
pity.
needs all the help she can get. Go on.
With these
11.
dice this evening,
Yeah, that's a...
11
11 plus 7, sorry.
+7,
18.
which is an 18, which hits. Okay, right. Roll me damage and make it good.
D8.
Yep.
Yes, 1d8 plus 4. Unless you want to hurl your shield from you and not have that armor class, at which point you can roll a d10.
Well,
Keep the shield.
I've rolled the D8.
Okay.
So it's +4. So,
Yeah.
what's my roll? Is that 3? Yes, it's a 3.
So 7.
Okay, so 7. Okay, this thing takes the damage. It's not happy. It's not happy. It's kind of reeling under your assault. Okay. Yeah, the 3 gnolls have gone and bolted. The thing that Rashid is fighting is like I say, it reels from your attack, even though you didn't do that much damage. It is on its last legs. The creature that you're fighting alongside just jumps up. Double check this. I've said scimitar, haven't I?
Yep.
It is a scimitar. Yeah. Okay. It buries its scimitar deep into this thing's chest as you distract it, and then you just see its head go in under the neck, and there is this crunching noise of cartilage, and it just pulls back with just blood dripping down the fur on its face, and just like spits the windpipe onto the ground beside you as this thing just collapses in front of you.
Nice.
Yusef, there is only one thing. Well, there are the hurriedly disappearing shapes of running gnolls off to your right.
Mhm.
You can do it
There
now.
is one gnoll pack lord standing with his back to you in shock as this thing that he's trying to attack just takes down the vast beast in front of it.
I'll go for another guiding bolt. Why not?
At which one?
The one that's back to me.
Okay. Right. Roll me an attack.
18,
Okay, that's a hit.
and I want 4d6. Oh, I like this. 18.
Okay. Yeah, that is enough. You slam this thing in the back and it just topples forwards. Before Yusef went, just before Yusef went, I knew there was something I had in the back of my head that I needed to say. The 3 combatants that the 3 that were fighting the ones that ran away, they dropped their weapons, and there is a kind of vague blur of motion, and then suddenly these 3 large lionesses charge after the gnolls from where they were in the battle.
Shapeshifters.
Yeah, and at that point you just guiding bolt the this thing in the back, and glowing brightly, it just collapses forwards, its head landing close to the heels of this this huge dreadlocked figure. That's the end of combat. And about 12 seconds later, Jen turns up holding this little tablet.
The big man.
I'll take it and I'll cast lightning bolt anywhere in any direction.
Straight up into the sky.
Just after the ones running away, like, and don't come back.
You don't want to hit the lions. Well, you might not want to hit the lions.
So what happens to the big guy with the rip the windpipe out?
No, he's
dead.
dead.
He's dead. He's
No,
definitely
it's not got the windpipe ripped out. The one who
the
ripped
guy
it
who
out.
did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he turns around and looks behind him as there's this thunk. And he turns round, and I am going to ask Rashid for a wisdom check.
What am I aiming for?
Just
Lots
maybe a
of
wisdom.
wisdom.
Just
Roll your
maybe a
dice,
wisdom
tell Louis
check.
what you get.
10.
Oh, your wisdom is that straight 10 on the dice, and your wisdom is at a no modifier.
Yeah.
Okay. This thing is not as big as Anwar behind you now is, but he's not far short.
Which means it's big.
He is a somewhat of a big lad. Give me a moment. Come on. Yeah, he's all of about 9 feet tall. He turns and just looks down at you by his side, and you got to bear in mind his entire jaws are caked from like nose to chin in dripping blood, matting his fur. As you look up at him, there's just like dreadlocks hanging down. Some of them are bloody, some of them are not. There's drops of blood on the brown fur on his chest, and you are not entirely sure whether he is baring his teeth at you or smiling. Either way is somewhat disconcerting when you're at, roughly nipple height looking up at him.
It sounds about like my normal life.
You're right down there, Belle.
What was that? I didn't hear you.
Sorry, I think it's something to do with the thin air up here.
Yeah, so he kind of just looks down at you, and yeah, it could be a smile, it could be baring his teeth.
He's not immediately attacking me.
No.
Kind of come be like,
Panic over. So you can lower your sword now.
it's like, sup? How are you?
How's it looking up there? I will take probably about a step back and greetings.
He just throws his head back and he just roars at the sky, and it's like you heard a lion roar. It's like that, but you're next to it, and he's bigger chested than any lion you've ever seen, and this sound just reverberates.
Nothing.
And he just the roar subsides and just turns into a laugh, and he just wipes off his blade and slams his sword into the hilt and looks down and says, "Well done."
Yeah.
And reaches out and just kind of pats you on the back, and it's slightly it's not like literally knocking you across the ground, but it's firmer than you were expecting, perhaps, but not quite as firm as you were possibly dreading, and didn't involve claws. Yeah, so you kind of your eyes kind of scan over him. He's got kind of cat-like eyes. Like I say, he's got a snout with a kind of cat-like nose, and just big teeth. And say he's best part of 9 foot wide, and he's built like a carrot. You know, muscles have to move to get out of the way when he moves muscles. He's a big lad. He's wearing kind of fur greaves or hide greaves, and like sort of like a sarong. But you know, other than that, stripped to the waist, bare-legged and barefoot, and with a darkish brown fur completely covering him.
Well met, sir. Thank you for your assistance.
We caught them. 'Tis good. And then he turns around and looks, and he takes a step backwards as he sees Anwar. It's not often that he's got to look up. You've had to go slightly uphill to where he was, and he's still kind of looking up slightly towards Anwar. And he just laughs and claps his hands or paws together, and kind of strides down the slope towards the rest of you, saying, "Well met, well met."
And while around this point would have gone to Nabil, just kind of, could you, if possible, warn me next time? How long does this thing last?
Well, shall we wait and see?
I get a shrinking feeling.
Yeah, I'm hoping we won't have to put you through a cold wash cycle. I've never actually used it before, though.
Wonderful.
What are you complaining about, anyway?
At least it didn't go green.
It's a bit difficult for you to whisper anything to add to,
Well,
to
yeah, I
Will
know.
at the moment, because
he's trying, realizing it's not working, but
yeah. If nothing else, the tats and the whole big burly arm bit is definitely working out.
yeah, no, yeah.
You thought you were ripped before.
If only we had a camera.
Small
Quick,
in a box.
Get out the sketch pad and charcoal.
Yes. Yeah. So he walks over, looking towards Anwar, and as he gets 10 foot from you, something like that, and he's kind of aware of the rest of you, but he's definitely making a beeline for Anwar. He sticks his tongue out at you, which you can tell is much paler than you'd expect, especially against kind of the dark fur of his face.
I believe what Anwar's going to do anyway, assuming that this appears to be the kind of custom which people have done, he would stick his tongue out back.
Okay. Yeah.
If he's just going to do it, if it's not what he's going to do, he'll. I mean, he's the taller one, actually.
Deal with it then. So you stick your tongue out, and the guy kind of nods and steps forward and puts a hand out to kind of grasp you on the forearm, and kind of grabs your forearm and starts to shake, and just says, "Well met. We've been trying to work out how to take these dogs." And it's about that point that you start to feel that he's getting bigger, and then realize that actually you're starting to shrink again.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this guy kind of takes one look at you and kind of lets go as you just back to.
At which point I chime in, about that long.
Huh. Anwar would kind of chuckle and say, "Yes, you are still the taller one, really."
He laughs and looks around and says, "You made short work of those. 'Tis good. We We saw them stalking you, and we wanted to take care of them before, but there were not enough of us. They come for the pups, for the cubs, and now they will not take them.
That is good.
We are glad we could help you.
Mm. You have others with you normally.
Yes, we are en route to a place. What's it called?
Hayal.
We're en route to Hayal with we are a guard for a caravan. However, we felt like investigating this structure. There's been talk of bandits on the roads at the moment, so we thought we'd check it out first, and maybe that's what the hyenas were. Maybe not, but we found some kind of hostility anyway.
Sorry, I'm just having a quick look. Have I got this written down here? I'm going to have to open something else. My home. And he points towards the marble palm in the distance. The hand sticking up from the floor, and says, "You are welcome. Come. My wives will be home soon. Will not take them long to take out the remainder of these." And he spits on the body of one of the gnolls.
Is Bill frozen?
Good for eating. Sorry?
Was Bill frozen in the Mona Lisa pose?
Are you there, Bill?
Yes.
All right, no.
Just checking.
Sorry.
There we go. No.
Yeah, I'd kind of look to the others and be like, are we going to go, or are we going to stay, or what?
Go. Get your friends. Come. We will feast. We will celebrate. Tis good.
Thank you. By our friends, did he mean the caravan?
He pointed back in the direction that you came from. So
okay. I'd kind of look around and be like, is there any way which you can speak to them quicker than walking, or?
We'll go back to our camels and then go back to the caravan.
Yeah.
I think you guys left your camels with the caravan.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
We didn't have stealth camels, so we just walked. Yeah, because if we're going to walk back, then that might take a while.
He's not asking the question again. He missed the question.
I missed who. I'm not sure. There was a question there, but I'm not sure who you were asking.
Oh, I was just saying. Well, no, I wasn't really asking Louis. I was asking anyone. Is there any way which you could contact the group, the camels and co, back easier than just walking back?
You need a telepathy or something.
Maybe Yazid could send his djinn.
Well, that's only walking speed. It's the same as us walking there. It's not going to be a lot quicker. Correct me if I'm wrong, Louis.
Yeah, it would take the same amount of time to get to the caravan as you would, but you could send it while you went with him.
Yeah.
Then how would it know? I suppose it can track him, so I know where to come back to. Yeah.
Well, he's pointed at this gigantic stone hand sticking out of the ground, so it's. I imagine that they, if you could. I mean, the Gen can talk, so he can tell them that they've gone to the hand.
He thinks he.
Okay, well, we'll do that. We'll send my Gen off to the caravan to
tell him to come and meet us at the hand.
Yes.
Okay. He the the big guy turns around. There we go. Yeah. He says, "I am Takuma. This is our hunting ground. 1 minute, and we go." And he walks over, and where the scene of the fight was, there's a couple of sarongs still lying on the floor, and there's you see there's like belts with knives and a couple of scimitars on them, and he just bends up, scoops them up, throws the belts over one shoulder. You see him kind of flinch slightly and move, and there is this kind of wicked long gash down his back. But he picks them
Amma
up.
would kind of nudge to one of our people with healing. I mean, I know some of us have got injuries as well, but kind of be like, could we do something about that? To which either you can do what you want, but you know.
Rashid would approach him and ask, "Would you like any assistance with your injury?"
It will heal in time, but it is stiff.
I can see if I can do anything to aid.
What do you have in mind?
I can do a cure wounds.
Yeah, I've got cure wounds, so
Okay.
How are you going to phrase that?
that's what I'm just working out. I have a minor ability that can aid the body in healing itself. It speeds up it makes the healing happen faster.
His eyes narrow slightly, and he looks down at you and says, "Show me."
Okay, on yourself.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah.
German.
Looks over his shoulder.
I couldn't work out if you said yeah or not.
Yeah, it was a bit.
There's less movement of dreadlocks when he shakes his head, when he nods his head, than when he shakes his head. When he shakes his head, there's lots of movement, and the blood's drying on the tips of them. But you'd know about it if he really shook his head.
I can relate. So, okay, I'll go for cure wounds.
You could just use lay on hands spell.
Sorry.
You could use lay on hands.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Okay, how much does that cure?
Our choice.
I asked him of more knowledge than me.
Go on, Ollie, how does it work? To be fair, she hasn't got a character
That is
sheet in
fair
front of her.
It works roughly on the sense that there's an amount you get per like level. Have the exact amount, but I'm going to quickly check. But
it's 25 times per long rest.
oh yeah, 25 hit points per long. Yeah, okay, it's 5 times your level, so yeah, 25. So up to 25, but you can choose how many.
How serious is the gash?
The gash is what, a scale of 1 to 25. The gash, if you pump 10 hit points into this, he'll definitely feel it. It may not completely cure him because he's had quite a fight. But if you pump 10 hit points into it, he'll definitely notice it. And
okay, I'll go with that because I don't want to completely heal him because I don't want him to get the wrong idea about how skilled I am, etc.
Okay.
So I'll probably say between 8 and 10.
Okay, so you put a hand up and kind of touch just below the wound. It's interesting. You note he doesn't even flinch when you touch him.
I will warn him before I touch him.
Yeah. And
I just touch your injury or something.
Nah. And yeah, you pray to Haku, and there is this kind of that you can see the fur on his back up and down the length of the scar just vibrate as if there was this warm wind blowing through it, and you can see the wound close up and just kind of knit, and it's not. But by the time you finish, it's not completely seamlessly sealed. But you know, it's gone from an open wound to close knit and really well healing. And when as you take your hand down, you can see him kind of shift his shoulders, and he nods approvingly, and says, "You have my thanks. That feels much better."
It seems only fair. And meanwhile, were you also injured?
I will be okay. But thank you for your offer.
So yeah, you guys. Takuma turns. He's got these kind of 3 belts with swords and knives and things jangling off them, and a couple of sarongs through them, and he says, "Come, we will be more comfortable at home." And he leads you down towards the hand, sticking up out of the rock.
It's a handy sign, that.
It is. Why do I invite her back every time?
Sorry.
Nothing.
Because James does it too.
Yeah, they
Should we reading the palm next?
I do deserve this.
Cool.
Yeah, so you guys
This is getting out of hand now.
going off you.
How are you going to palm it off?
Oh, handy
give him
one,
the finger.
James. Handy.
Look, give him the finger. Go on.
You can see Louis' attitude now. Talk to the hand. The face doesn't want to know.
Yeah.
Is this how we make our GM cry?
It's his own handiwork. We're waiting for the last one now. Go on.
Have you finished yet?
He's a handsome chap. No, go on. No. Okay, finished.
Yeah, sure. You're quite sure?
No, but it'll come to me later.
So before he wraps up his knuckles, get on with it.
What, do we just need to knuckle up and get on?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm trying to find that.
Is it from
put that
sending
there.
a mysterious lightning bolt?
Yeah, it is.
I
Okay,
thought a break could be handy for you.
so as
You're in
you
flappy.
guys,
You could probably reach you with one hand.
and on that note, okay, so yeah, you guys walk down with him, joking and laughing. So yeah, this is nope, that way. There we go. That there. So weird. I'm on mirrors.
You're just asking for it now, Louis.
Okay, so that is what you see coming up out of the desert, and now I've suddenly realised that you guys can't see it because I need to turn off that. There we go. Right. So that is what you guys see.
It's too big now. It's hit the screen. The thumb's gone. But yeah, go on.
Okay, so that is what you guys see as you walk down. Do you guys want to? I mean, I'm guessing there's going to be some conversation on the way. What kind of things are you interested in finding out from Takuma?
Do you know when it was built or placed?
He says it's old. We moved in five years ago. Before that, empty, but before that, humans were here. Read between the lines, Bill. Before that, humans were here. I do not know what they did, but this is old. Good home, though.
Does he live in the hand, or is it only a sculptured hand? She's going to crack in a minute. She's going to go.
Oh, such a handy location, this.
Yeah.
I at least typed it.
So yeah, so you guys head down. As you get closer, you spot a small flock. From a bit of a distance, you're looking down, thinking, "What the hell was that?" And as you get closer, you realise that there is a flock of ostriches outside the outside, kind of running around. They are fairly hefty looking. I mean, they're not hugely larger than normal, but ostriches are big anyway, and these things are, biggish ostriches.
Similar to the things we saw before.
Sorry?
Are they similar to the harpy type things we saw before?
No, they're ostriches. they look just like ostriches because they are ostriches.
Ooh.
They're not
ones or brown ones?
They're not humanoids at all.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't remember how close we got to seeing the other winged things.
No, the winged things that you'd seen before were definitely humanoids with wings.
Okay.
And feathered. These are feathered, but they're not humanoid.
And they don't fly.
No. Oh, not that you've seen. They might be special magical flying octopuses. Ostriches.
Not playing a Cthulhu game, are we?
Helicopters. Okay, round.
Too much Cthulhu. So they might be special flying ostriches, but not that you've seen any sign of. They're down outside. Has anybody got a passive perception above a 15 or a 15 or above?
I have a 15.
You have a 15. Okay, so I'll just check.
Where do I find that?
Definitely not. Right. Okay, so Anwar, you spot coming towards you. You spot off to your right as you're walking down, off in the long grass. When you're kind of, probably only kind of a couple 100 foot from this, huge, vast structure, you spot 3 lions kind of keeping track with you. They're not running, they're just kind of keeping pace with you a couple 100 yards out. And about the same time that you spot them, Takuma just turns and raises one arm and waves, and he just continues to walk down. And so you guys get down. The lions don't come within sight. A couple of the ostriches run up, and Takuma just reaches out and bends over and kind of ruffles. They've not got a lot of feathers on their heads, ostriches, but just kind of ruffles the head of one of the ostriches as it kind of walks up to him, and he says, "Shoo, shoo, go, go, come in. They won't bother you." Walks up to the door, opens this door right in the base of the hand. Sorry, right at the base of the hand, and kind of ducks down under the door because it's only about 6 feet high, and says, "Come in, come in." And just before he goes in, you see him just like put the belts and things down outside the door, and then kind of beckon you inside.
That was me expecting Planet of the Apes.
I'll probably, Rashid will probably reach out and try and pet one of the ostriches as well, just out of sheer curiosity.
Okay, would you like to make me an animal handling roll? They're not particularly close to you by this point. You've kind of shooed them off, and they've kind of meandered off. But if you want to walk out towards one, you can
get pecked.
I believe. I'll have you know that Rashid is not a henpecked. Why? Sorry.
That'd be an ostrich pecked paladin. But hey, your animal handling is at +3.
I was going to say, I'm pretty certain I have got animal handling, so why not?
As it's not a camel, you don't get an automatic advantage on it, but you.
That means I need to roll now, doesn't it?
It does.
Could be a camel in disguise.
How's that for you?
I can't see it.
Good before, it's 19.
So 19.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is a little skittish, and I mean you've got to reach right up. The ostriches are big, but you kind of give it a sort of ruffle, and it kind of even as far as you can see, you've done everything right. It still feels slightly skittish around you, but
that was a 19 plus
you
my.
To pet it.
Sorry, that was a 19 plus my bonus.
Okay. In which case, yeah. No. In which case, yeah. You reach up, and it kind of. It's still not friendly, but it lets you touch it and pet it, and it's kind of all right. But you kind of get the feeling this is not what you would consider to be a domestic animal.
It's a battle ostrich.
I think you'll find the term is war ostrich, but hey.
Oh.
There will be sort of like a vague muttering of "you're a magnificent beast," etc., and things along those lines.
Okay, it kind of stands there looking at you, and the others don't particularly move away.
That's fair.
Okay, is anybody going into the hand?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. In which case, as you guys walk in, you find yourself in a bit of an odd-shaped room. It's longer than it is wide. You come into an alcove, and Takuma walks in. Luckily, the ceilings in here are pretty tall. It's a bloody reader. There's an orb hanging down from the ceiling, which is burning with flame. It's quite high up, there's some there's a couple of sort of worn tables which have been kind of pushed to the back of the room, or to the edges of the room, and what you don't see is much in the way of chairs. There's maybe like there's 2 chairs, but they don't look like they're particularly used, kicking around.
So are these kind of normal sized chairs, or?
Yeah, they're kind of normal human sized chairs.
Okay. Unless I see anything suggesting otherwise, I shall go and take a seat.
Okay.
Unless I see anything that's suggesting that this would be a bad idea.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, there's So I'm trying to keep track of too many things all at once. Yeah, so there's yeah, you sit down and Takuma says, "Come, come." Has Rashid come in from outside as well? Is everybody in, or is Rashid still outside with the ostriches?
Yeah. No, he'll leave the birds alone.
Okay. Okay. So you guys you guys all walk in, and he says, "This is the hand. This is home. Thank you. We would have struggled against the gnolls without you."
Well, those who attack pups, those who attack young have no honor.
Yes, these have no honor anyway. Well, there won't be any of them escaping. And you hear the door move. Whoever was probably Rashid was the last one in. You hear the door move behind you, and as you turn, three kind of shorter, fairly obviously female versions of Takuma are starting to walk in behind. They look to be wearing the same sarongs and belts that he dropped outside. And they walk in, and the leader of them, the first one in, is very, very slim. She's got kind of beads, different colors woven into her hair, which is, it's not kind of the same kind of hefty dreadlocks as Takuma had, but she's got beads woven into her hair, which is kind of plaited back, and she looks straight at Rashid, and then looks up at Takuma and just sniffs, and Takuma kind of waves her away. He says, Bidra, come in. They helped fight. They helped drive off. Did you get them? And she just kind of nods. And behind her are two more. So Bidra is about 5'10" tall. The lady behind her, who Takuma introduces as Tansy, she's quite a bit shorter. She's only about 5 feet, 5'5". And the last one is, she's also slightly lighter coloured, still kind of darkish brown, but just a lighter color to the fur. And behind her is a taller woman again. She's 6 feet tall and heavier set. And Takuma says, yeah. So he says, this is Tansy. Yulia. Come. Are you hungry?
Rashid will nod.
Yes.
I would not refuse food.
Okay. Bidra turns around and looks at the shorter of the women, Tansy, and she just kind of looks at her, and Tansy nods and walks over to the door as you walk in on the right hand side, and as she opens the door, there's a rich meaty smell that just kind of wafts into the room, and you see her just kind of reach out. She takes like a huge big knife off the wall, and steps in, and as you kind of look past her, you kind of can see what look like animal carcasses just hanging up. And
Are they recognisable? Or just
in the dimness, no. This room's kind of fairly well lit. This other room is not quite so well lit.
it's a vegetarian.
The heavy-set woman walks into the other room, and you hear a kind of yowl sound that she makes, and there's a scampering, and 4 or 5 children kind of walk into the room, kind of huddled down behind her. And Tansy walks back out, and she's just holding kind of 3 or 4 legs of I'm guessing certainly Rashid would work out this is they're probably antelope legs. They're some kind of grazing animal, but probably antelope. And she's holding them and just holds them up and says, and just kind of places them down on the table. And Takuma says, "Bring knives for our guests." As she walks back round and just kind of unhooks a couple of big, chunky kind of cleavers and just like tunk. And you can see in the top of the table, there's kind of several scars where kind of cleavers have occasionally just been like tunk dug in. And he says, "Please, you are our guests."
Yeah, I would thank him and try and cleave or something. Yeah.
Okay. So, and while you walk over, you pick up the knife. You're pretty good. You're a big, strong, chunky looking guy. You can see one of the legs has got it's got some slices that have been taken off it. The meat isn't cooked. Meat is they are just kind of legs of antelope that have been picked up. So yeah, you're pretty skilled with a knife. So you can kind of, and the knives are razor sharp. So yeah, you can cut pieces off the meat if you want.
You'd kind of look around, see if anyone else wanted any, just like.
Rashid will sort of raise a hand.
Yeah, just cut it for whoever wants it and like sling it at them. No, it wouldn't, but yeah, then take it back and
pass it across.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody that doesn't want antelope meat?
No.
No. Very nice.
Let me try it.
I don't want a leg, right? Just a couple of slices.
Yeah, I'm going out on a limb.
Yeah.
Be a learning experience.
As you're in the same room as him, James, I reckon you should leg it.
I've thrown something at him, but it wasn't heavy enough.
Don't worry, it's just trying
Was it Simon?
to jump. Yeah,
You'd have heard the incoming.
Don't worry, he's trying this at me, so he won't be able to see me now.
James? Where are you gone?
It's just a head floating there.
Head floating in the air. Okay, so yeah, so you cut off and pass it around.
He would look
Louis.
he looked at Takuma Matata. He'd look to him and us, like if he wanted any as well, and just kind of.
Takuma kind of bows graciously and takes a slice, and as soon as Takuma has some in his hand, Bidra walks over to you, and she just holds her hand out, and you're fairly sure from the way she holds it out that she's holding it out for the knife.
Yep. Yeah, he'd pass it over.
Okay. So she,
as she's walking over, Rashid will kind of like thank her ankle. I don't know. Brain.
Yeah,
Non-existent.
no. She kind of nods in appreciation, and she cuts a chunk off, and a fairly kind of hefty chunk, probably heftier than the chunks you've taken, and she passes the knife to Eula, who, every time I come up with names for things, I think, do some trial pronunciations of them before you decide to actually type them into something and then try and use them.
So it's not really
Yulia. Yulia cuts some off for her.
We know who you
Passes the
mean.
knife to Tansy. Tansy cuts a couple of extra bits off, and by now there's not a lot of meat left on this leg, and she just takes the leg and drops it on the floor, and the kids that have been kind of clustered around the females, they go over and just do the same kind of shapeshift thing, and suddenly there are like 5 lion cubs pushing one another off and trying to gnaw at the bones, and Takuma just laughs out loud and takes a big bite of meat, and as he's chewing, he says to Bidra, "How far did they get?" And she responds and says, "Not far." And we tracked the 4th one that ran as well. They are all dead. We need to we probably need to clear the bodies and either burn them or take them somewhere. They'll foul the ground that they're on. And she eats as well.
How does the meat taste, Louis?
The meat, it tastes quite gamey. It's stronger than, if you've ever eaten kind of raw beef, that's got a particular flavor. This is kind of gamey, but yeah, it's probably antelope meat. You can eat it. It does taste pretty strong. You've definitely tasted more tender. Actually, it's quite tender. It's probably been hung for a little while, but it is really gamey. You wouldn't necessarily want a second slice.
Yeah.
But sorry?
At least it's cooked.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
That's a very good point.
No, it's raw.
I do remember this now.
Yeah. So you guys hear that? Is there anything you particularly want to do, or I'm looking at the time thinking could be an all right time to stop, depending on how you guys are doing.
Someone's falling asleep.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep.
Would this count as a short rest?
This would definitely count as a short rest. So,
What do we get back for short rest?
Sorry, is that a short rest for Simon or a short rest in game?
Both.
that is a short rest in game. So, did anybody get injured during that battle? I lost track.
I did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so at 5th level, you can roll up to
5 of your hit die.
5 times of your hit die. Add your con mod for each, and make back that many points. And normally, I would say you have to decide how many up front you want to.
Where's my hit die?
But if you guys are going to be sitting around, and if you guys are going to be lounging around and trying to chill out, then and eating, I'm going to say, it's going to take the caravan a good hour to catch you guys up. So you guys can just decide how many hit dice you need to burn to get yourself up to what level. So on that, I shall go off air.
Okay.